not too late to change your life. The story's not over, the ending is mine. Whatever it takes.
What's up, crew, and welcome back to another bench press technique workout with accessories. So let's get started with the bench. So for those that are new to this, we are working back through from as if you were coming into bench again after a lot of time off or coming back from injury, as I myself was. I had left shoulder damage and impingement. So these are 3 warm-in sets. These are your mind to muscle sets. This isn't really working, it's not offering much resistance, but 60 kilograms on the bar, or 132 pounds. It does offer enough resistance to stop kickback at the top of the rep and also offer some weight distribution through your palms down into your heels, because here we're looking to keep the lower back arched, hips up, driving through the heels set back deep towards the hips and pushing through without flaring the elbows. So 3 sets of the warm-ins, then we moved on to 80 kilograms, which is 176 pounds. This is a weight that is heavy enough that if you repped out, you'll be able to burn out the muscle, but we're not looking for that here. So if we're looking for slower work and to concentrate on, again, maintaining that even load, keeping the drive through the heels, glutes tight, arching the lower back, chest up, shoulders retracted at the scapula, and driving through by squeezing at the hands and driving through the heels. So 3 sets of 8 to 12 on that weight, and you are really warming up the motor pathways and muscles. Then moving on to actual working sets, 2 working sets at 100 kilos, so this is 220 pounds. And again, now we're looking to work into that 5x5 style of routine. The issue with being away from the bench for a long period of time while having an injury is you don't want to jump straight back into that, because you're going to stress a lot of the joints and smaller stabilizer muscles, so you want to be careful. So after doing the working sets of 100 kilograms, I did 2 sets of these and then looked to move up afterwards. So looking for 5 reps, obviously quite fatigued after doing essentially 6 sets prior to these of warming in, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. I would rather get 2 or 3 good end sets with a heavier weight on and warm in properly and reduce my risk of injury and improve my motor pathway connections, my mind to muscle connections, because this is all about progression and looking further down the line. Remember, we're building back in and building up from the ground, and we want to create the foundation. Here I wanted to try something. You see, I'm wearing the squat shoes. Now I have bad dorsiflexion, meaning my ankle flexion isn't as good as some people are genetically gifted with, some people like Matt Ogus. And what this means is that my heel can often pop up off the floor. With these on it, I'm able to get my heels further back and drive into the floor. This helps stabilize my hips, helps me squeeze my glutes better, helps me engage my scapula and maintain a more solid body posture, because I'm able to drive through a solid surface, which is the elevated heel of the squat shoe. What this does is allows me to transfer power much more readily. So here I was able to put the weight up by 10 kilos. I think I got 4 reps on 110 kilograms, which is 242 pounds. So considering we were getting shoulder pain at 80 kilograms prior to resetting all this, that's quite a good progressional phase in just over 6 weeks, I believe. Now I want to show you the final set. I went for another extra set here, so we're up to around about the 6th or 7th set at this stage, and I want to show you what happens due to injury. You'll see everything looks fine, but you'll watch on, I think it's the 3rd rep, my left shoulder, you'll watch the bar will drop lower on the left side than on the right side, and that's because the shoulder has begun to fail and the other muscles are starting to try to come in to compensate, but I'm stopping them doing it by holding my posture, and as a result the left side fails on this rep here. If you watch, you see the bar drops on that left side there, the right hand drives through and gets more acceleration than the left hand side, and that is exactly what we don't want to see, at which point you know you're done. So moving on to heavy tricep work, and I like to do this after bench press, even though they will be slightly depleted. We did some single arm work today and warmed in with a single mind to muscle set. So again, this is a lighter set concentrating on body posture, contraction points, and maintaining the mind to muscle and setting that motor pathway. Only did 1 warming set because already warm from doing the bench press. If I hadn't done bench press previously, I would be doing 2 or 3 warmings depending on how the body felt. Here to notice, you can see my chest is up, arching lower back, my knees are actually soft, and my hips are slightly kicked back out of the way. I'm maintaining my head upright as best as I can, and I'm keeping my shoulders back and engaged with the scapula. You can see that my body is at a very, very slight angle turned in towards the machine, and that just allows me to bring the arm up at a very slight angle into the body rather than keeping it absolutely straight forward, which can often stress the elbow joint. So if you do find you get a bit of an outside pain on the elbows, try just creating that little body angle and you should find it's a little bit more of a natural movement and may well help remove that pain. So heavy weeks means 5 to 6 reps per set, and obviously I'm doing one set is both arms at this stage. So here you can see me set my shoulders back, maintain with the scapula, chest is up, arching lower back, and posting up with that right hand, and that is just simply to help me maintain my body positioning. I'm not really gripping hard or driving or anything like that, as you can see, because I can move the hand very easily down. Here I'm looking to keep my elbow in position, not fire it up or down, and I'm looking to drive through, keeping my palm towards the floor, and as you can see, the arm is slightly turned into the body. There, even as I grind, you'll see I don't lean forward or push my body into the weight. I'm maintaining the load on the tricep, and you'll see I also finish at a very slight angle. And by that I mean, as you watch as I come down and contract, my arm is not perfectly straight by my side, it's at a very slight forward angle. This again maintains load on the tricep and off the elbow. You want to be driving through, keeping the palm facing the floor at all times, and again, chest up, shoulders back, try not to pigeon neck. I could be doing better here, I could have my head a little higher and stand a little taller, and that will stop me wanting to round the shoulders forward, but I actually did avoid it, and as you can see, it really does help activate the entirety of the arm, a decent pump going on there. Moving on, so I would have done 5 sets of those exercises, 5 reps per arm, and then moving on to 5 sets, again 5 to 6 reps using the rope. Now often it's not great to go heavy on the rope because a lot of people tend to cheat, but if you are confident in your technique and your body posture, you can actually get a really nice workout utilizing the rope on heavy weeks. What you need to maintain, again, scapula held back, chest up. You can see how my hips are kicked back and I've got a slight arch in my lower back. I'm maintaining a partial vacuum to help stabilize my core. Again, my head could be a little higher. I'm pigeon necking just a touch. If I kept it there now, that'd be perfect, but I dip it a little forward, which does encourage the traps to come in a touch, so could improve there. Taking a look at the hands, a lot of people, and body posture, a lot of people will step back with the foot. I don't agree with this. Personally, I think you should level your feet up and keep everything symmetrical. It just removes variables. So this position I'm showing you now is the optimal one, and look how I'm not bringing the handles together at the top, and I'm not really overly splitting at the bottom. So a very, very slight split to allow contraction, and then bringing the hands up, not touching. This will really, really help you get a good, solid, focused tricep workout. Then moving on to calves as the final accessory, I'm going to show you 3 foot positions you can utilize. 1, straight. 2, you can turn your heels out, which effectively puts your toes in. And then 3 is heels in. But you'll notice how the actual end of the feet stay at the same position no matter where the heels are, and that's very important. Also, you want to load the pad on the front of the shoulder, not on the traps. You want to then squeeze your glutes, and that'll stop any hip movement from occurring. And then finally, you want to sink your weight down into your heels. So take the weight from the shoulders down into the heels before you lift off. That's going to help keep it all on the calves and stop you shrugging the weight up. So as you get to the top, you want to contract and hold. Just say in your head, hold for a second before coming down just below parallel. You want to keep the balls of your feet just on the edge of the platform so that you've got a good pivot point, making sure that your toes don't come up on the negative and that you're putting the stretch through the calves. Using the 3 different foot positions, you can do 3 or 4 sets of each. It'll help you work the inner and outer head of the calf very, very effectively. Just make sure that you're holding at the top of each rep and getting a full stretch as well before you return. Don't cheat yourself. So there you go, guys. I've literally just finished recording that for you now, and it's going to be uploaded. Make sure that you really go back and pay attention to everything that I talked about there. These videos, they pack in quite a lot of information in a very, very short time frame. I could speak a lot longer than I do in these, so I try and cram as much in as I can. But if I was to really talk about this in depth, there would be 20 to 30 minutes videos every time. And I know some of you guys can't kind of take the time to watch that, or you like them to be a bit quicker so that you can fit them into your days easier. Let me know kind of what your optimum time frame would be for videos like this. Do you want them to be a little bit longer? Are you happy with that 10-minute kind of mark? Let me know in the comment section down below. But most importantly, go back, check the notes that are on the screen, check the weights that I used, check the things that I talked about, like the warming sets. They can be annoying. They are very time consuming. But if you're coming back from any kind of injury, if you're coming back from any kind of rehabilitation work or just time away from doing something, it's very, very important that you prevent anything further happening down the line. Prevention is better than cure. So take those extra 10 to 15 minutes, warm up properly, warm in properly, and do your working sets, especially on the heavy weeks. If you're doing volume week, that's fine. You don't need to do as much warm up. Just do your mobility, your stretches, and then warm in maybe 1 set to get the joints going through the ranges of motion that you're going to be utilizing that day. But then after that, because it's a lighter weight and a lighter load, as long as you're not locking out the joints and smashing them, you're fine to able to go in a little bit quicker. But on your heavy weeks, on your contraction weeks, take the extra time, and I promise you, you will progress faster. You will see more muscle growth over a shorter period of time because you will be able to spend more productive time in the gym, and your lifts will go up week to week, month to month, and year to year, which means progression, which means muscle growth. Time is our friend, and if we get injured, it takes away our time. The next video up will be a bag work challenge video again. This one's going to be focusing much more on movement and getting used to working with the heavy bag. Then from there, we're going to talk a little bit more as well about this vacuum challenge, because a lot of you seem to have gotten confused. If you wanted to enter the vacuum challenge, what you need to do was you need to take a picture of before, relaxed and vacuumed, and then your after, which would have been 4 weeks when I talked about it last time. Now it will have been 5 weeks. So you needed a before, relaxed standing, not blowing your stomach out. I can tell when you're blowing your stomach out, guys. Don't try and cheat me. You're only cheating yourselves. I will only be picking a winner that looks like it's a genuine progression. Stand, relaxed, stomach held normally, pulling that vacuum. That should have been your first photo. If you're only just joining the challenge, that's the one that you want to tweet to me now to enter the challenge, because I need your before photo now so that when you give me the before and after at the end, we know that it's legitimate. So, before, stand, good posture, relaxed, bring the vacuum in, after photo, same posture, and then the vacuum again, showing how much difference you've made. Anyway, that is all for now. Hit me up on Twitter if you've got any questions, @LexFitness. Make sure to check out the other social medias, follow what's going on in my world, because a lot of you miss things because you're not on my Snapchat and you're not on my Instagram. So hit up those, links in the description and at the end of the video. Till the next one, I'm out.